Well, hello, welcome again to a reading through parts of Sophocles' Philoktetes, and I got up to the beginning of this section here. It must be line 26. So we now get Neoptolemos, the second person, second speaker on the stage. There is actually a third non-speaking part, which we'll get to a little bit later in this. So we've been told who Neoptolemos is in the speech of Odysseus, and now we're going to be told who the previous speaker was, because he begins Anax Odysseus. Lord Odysseus, you speak of this task, which is not macron. Now it's feminine. Often when you see this, you think of hodos. You speak of a task which is not a long journey, that is, which is not far away. Because he's been told, I want you to go and reconnoitre. For I seem to see, I think that I see a cave such as you mentioned, such as you said. Anothen, from high up or down below. Now you've got to remember that they're standing on the shore looking up at a cliff, so he's saying, is it up there or is it down below? Uga and no, for I do not perceive it. Tod ex huperthe. This one here above, this is a very rare word apparently, only occurs in later Hellenistic Greek normally, but so it just means here above. And there is no tupos, probably sign here. No sign. There is in fact no sign of a path. Hora kath hupnon me kat aulistes kure. Now Sophocles is quite fond of using verbs to be with a participle. Now kurio is often used in the sense of to be. Sometimes he'll just use forms of Amy or echo with a participle, sometimes referred to as the schema Sophocleum. So it's look, lest. So when you see horror at the beginning, it has that sense of beware, take care, lest. He is encamped. This is a military term. We'll see a few of these in this play. So look, lest he is encamped, kathupnon, asleep. I think we just take that adverbially. And Neoptolemos says, Horo kenain oikes in anthropon dika. I see a dwelling, an empty dwelling, dika, probably bereft of men, literally apart from men, so bereft of men. Odysseus replies, Uk endon oikopoios esti to trophe. And now the oikopoios, two termination adjective, it's literally homemade, so I'll just say homely. Trophe is used of foods, but perhaps comforts. And are there no homely comforts endon within? Now when you get a question in stigomythia, you often get a get if the answer is yes on the next line. So the force of the get here is to say, well, yes, because he's asked a question. Are there any homely comforts within? Yes. There is a stipte. This is trodden down, connected with stibos and so on. There is a trodden or pressed down, phoulas, literally a leaf, but probably a heap of leaves, as though toe, notice no accent on this, and it's enclitic, it's got two accents here, for someone, the toe for tinny. So there is, yes, there is a pressed down collection of leaves, or heap of leaves, as though for someone encamped here. Now we've used this word kat aulistes, and then we get en alexonti, These again are quite military terms of having encamped. That's a kind of military term. Tartala erema, and is the rest of it desolate? And is there nothing, hupostegon, literally under the roof? So is there nothing, we would say, within? And we get another get. Yes, there is an autoxulon. Something like made of mere, there is an ekpoma, a cup. That po root is from pino, to drink, so it's something you drink from. So there is a drinking cup, autoxulon, made of mere wood. So it's not fancy or made of silver, it's just made of mere wood. Teknemata, plural for singular, a creation of a certain man who is Philoktetes, who is a very poor worker, so a poor craftsman. This word here apparently is only here in Greek literature. You can see the roots of it, Flauros and erg root. So a man who is a very poor craftsman. And it is, these things are, there are purea, these are fire sticks, and here are these fire sticks together, understand, with it. Now, rather sarcastically, Odysseus says, Kenu to thosaurismas saminas tadi. Literally, you point out this treasure of that man. So you are pointing out this treasured thing of that man. Iu, iu, alas, alas. And also, in fact, other, rake is neuter plural, from rakos, connected with ragnumi, and connected with our, cognate with our word rag, which I'm going to translate it. There are other, there are indeed also these other rags are warming, so are drying out. Player full, now notice again the accent, no accent on to, so full of some sort of foul discharge, literally harsh, diseased things, so full of foul discharge. And this, of course, is the discharge from Philoktetes' foot that we'll learn more about later. Haner, notice that, so it's hot haner. So Odysseus says, the man dwells clearly in these places. So clearly the man is dwelling in this place. Cast for kai esti, and he is not perchance, notice again no accent on this, it's the indefinite pu, hekas, far away. He is perchance not far away. Explanatory gar, for how would a man noson participle, being diseased in respect of his limb, that is his foot, by an ancient curse, malady, how would he go on a long journey? Again, you've got to supply hod on here. So for how would a man diseased in his foot by an ancient curse, how would he go on a long journey? But now we get A and A. So either he has gone out, perfect from ex erchomai, he has gone out on a noston, on a journey, epi forbes, after food, after sustenance, or pu, again indefinite, notice double accents here because this is puts its accent enclitic, so it's the indefinite pu, or perhaps it is he has gone out if he knows some, this is ne plus the oduno root, some soothing fulon leaf. So what could we say here? Knows some soothing drug or some soothing leaf, literally. ton un. Now, therefore, now on the stage there's also a dumb character who doesn't speak, who is he's one of the sailors there as an attendant. So therefore, Pempson, send this man who is present as Kataskopane on a scouting mission. Again, it's very militaristic. So send this man who is present on a scouting mission, lest he, this is Neoptolemos, might escape my notice coming against me. So, lest he escape my notice coming upon me. And the Kai, lest also he escape my notice coming against me. Hos malon an heloitom me aetus pantas agaeos labain, since he would choose even more, so he would prefer so he would rather choose Labain to take, i.e. to kill, me, than all the Argives. Because presumably it was, well, he said in the earlier bit it was he who dumped him here on this island. Neoptolemos says, Al erkatai tekai phulaksatai stibos. But he, this is the attendant, he is going and... Now, there's a bit of debate about this. It's a future middle, possibly for... You could take it as middle for passive. Stibos is the path. This is neuter, by the way. So you could say, and the path will be guarded. Or you could simply take it as a future middle, and he will guard the path. And I'm not sure which way to take it. You'll have to see the commentaries on that one. Sude tit Krasdes, but you, if you want anything, speak in a second speech. So he's already given one speech, so he says, tell me in a second speech. Achilleos pai de se ephois eleluthas genaion enai, me monon to somati. So, son of Achilles, it is necessary for you to be noble in respect of those, for the very reasons which you came. So, in the matter for which you have come, perfect from Okamai. So it is necessary for you to be noble in regard to the thing, in respect of the reasons for which you have come, not only in body, so not only in your physical presence, but if, klues, you might hear any new thing. Now, kainos, always in classical Greek, it means new, but new almost means bad. So if you hear any new or perhaps strange thing, of those things you have not heard before, so if you hear anything other than what you heard before... Now there is a sense of irony here, I think, with this genaion up here as well. It means noble. So it's noted that in the Iliad, Achilles never achieved what he wanted by lying or deceit, and so Neoptolemos is his son. So it's important for you to be genaion like your father, not only in your physical presence, but if you hear some new story among those things which you have not previously heard, and then it is necessary for you hup ergan. So the day set, there's the infinitive down here. So it's necessary for you to obey hup ergan. Not only in your physical presence, but if you hear anything else compared with those things which you've not heard before, to obey. to obey those whom you are present as a subordinate, as a Philoktetes. So we're getting a dative here, I think, after this hupergo, to obey those ones for whom, i.e. him, you are present as an attendant or a subordinate. Huperetes is often commented on. It meant an under-rower. It meant someone who is a lackey. You're there as a servant. You're not in charge. And that is the next section of the play.